hello everybody. So I've been racking my brains thinking what to make for a demo, and I was going to do Halloween, and then I thought no, I'll do Thanksgiving, and I thought no, I'll just do something fall themed. So I came up with an artist trading card, sort of embodies all of those things, kind of. So this is we're going to make something kind of similar to this. It's an artist trading card, and I've used images from, Graphic 45, the Magic of Oz collection. And these are the images that we're going to choose from. It's a really fun collection, actually. And I actually already filmed myself making this, and then I went too long and my camera decided to turn itself off. It only gives me half an hour every video I do. So we'll start again and do a second one. And then what I thought we might do, once we've made this, we may mount it onto a greeting card just to take it a little bit further. Okay, so I've had a look through my stash of artist trading card blanks, and I had a whole bunch cut out. I like this one because of the text on it, but I also like this one. But I think we're going to go with the text one just because I love text. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to tear some paper and just put a strip of that down the side of this card. And excuse my arm for a second. So I've got my stash of a few bits of scrap papers here. So on the original one I used a fairly dark colour. Now this actually might be fun with the green, or even just go, yeah, it's a little too matchy. So I think I might do that one, or let's do green. It's a little bit more of a contrast. Okay, so let me just move those to the side. This is quite a thick cardstock, but I'm still going to attempt to tear it. Okay, let's do it this way. Oh, actually that tears pretty easily. Okay, so then I want to just cover some of the card. What I'm going to do is take my trusty double-sided sticky tape here and pop a little piece at the top and a little piece at the bottom, and then just lay some of that down there. And you know me, I'm never exact and I don't measure, I just sort of eyeball everything. So take my scissors, turn the card over. Oh, look at the back of the card, that's actually really fun. Huh. Okay, so we'll trim off the excess that we trimmed the card with. Okay, oops, a little bit overlapping there. There we go. Just get rid of these pieces here. Alright, the next thing I want to do is put a little bit of gold down here, because I always like to add some gold. As you might see on this one, you can see I put some gold foil underneath, so that's what we'll do here. So I have my gold Reynolds wrap. It's amazing how much I use this stuff. Yeah, I use it on a lot of my cards and tags and ATCs and everything. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just lift up the edge a little bit here, and then I'm going to now my glue stick was running a little bit dry, but oh hang on, I've got another one here. I wonder if this is better. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little bit better. It's not brilliant, but it'll do. So excuse me while I just sort of turn this to me. I'm going to just sort of apply a little glue. Whoops, that was a big piece of glue under. Ew. Okay, it's coming off in clumps now. I'm having glue stick issues today. Okay. That doesn't look pleasant. Okay, I'm just going to wipe my hand here. No, come off. You can't see what I'm doing here and it looks ridiculous. Okay, so, whoops, come back. Alright, so I'm going to take my foil and I'm just going to slide that under, and then we're going to press down Make sure that's nicely stuck down there. There we go. I might just take, I'm going to take a tiny little piece, a little bit of my Crafter's Pick liquid glue here, just a teensy little bit there, just to hold that down. There we go. I normally only use Crafter's Pick glue for embellishments, but you can use tiny amounts of it for paper too, just not too much, otherwise it'll bunch up. Okay, so now we've got the foil stuck on there. I'm going to just trim that and then trim the bottom bit too. Oops, sticking to my scissors now. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do, I've still got some foil standing up here, so what I might do is now take a little bit, just a teensy little bit of double-sided sticky tape, and then that'll help just keep the foil stuck down. I'm really having adhesive issues today. Oh golly. Go on under there, you live under there, matey. You know, I need to make that a little bit smaller. There we go. Okay, that'll work. And the next thing I want to do is basically, I want to pick out my main image. So I decided to choose the Scarecrow for this one, and I actually still like him. But let's choose a different one from these. There's so many good ones. We've got the Flying Monkeys. The Flying Monkeys always used to freak me out though. They would, yeah. Let's see, who else can we pick here? You know what, let's do Dorothy. That's a really sweet image there. I like that one. So let's take, now I love these scissors. These are, they give you like that postage stamp edge, and I love that look. So we'll do that here. And then we'll just do across, and then across the bottom. Great. The next thing we're going to do is, I want to raise this up, so when we stick it down, I want it to have a little bit of dimension. So what I'm going to do is take some of my mounting tape squares, the sponge squares, they kind of give you that 3D lift, and I'm going to put, these are really tiny ones, I'm just going to pop one in each corner of the image here, and then peel off the backings, and do that now. Okay, oops. If you can hear trickling water, that's my kitty's water feeder that's just kind of behind me, and it seems really loud to me now. That's all I can hear. Okay, so we're going to pop Dorothy on to the card here, and I'm going to stick her in that section of the card right there. Okay, great. So that's that little piece done. The next thing we're going to do is, as you saw on here, the card pack has really small images of their images too, and I'm going to cut out one of those with the postage stamp scissors so that we can pop one in the corner down here. So we've used Dorothy, so why don't we do, I do like the Scarecrow, so we'll do one of the small Scarecrows. Now this does need to be pretty small, so I'm going to just cut that out initially, and then we'll trim it down to size. Okay. Alright, that should be fine. Oh, it's a little too big. Let's make it a little bit smaller. A little bit smaller on that edge, and there. And I'm not too worried that it's got a green edge on it and green on here, because we're going to sparkle it up. Okay, so we'll pop Mr. Scarecrow here, but we'll just use double-sided sticky tape for him. We don't need to lift that one up, it's okay. Alright, so we'll pop him down here. Oops. Okay. The next thing that I want to do is, on this card I chose a button. I love buttons. There's just something about old buttons. So I think we'll do the same thing here, and we'll find one and pop it maybe here. So let's just get rid of some of these scrappy bits, and we'll bring out, this is just a very small selection of my my buttons here. So let's have a look and see what we have. I really like the one I used on my other card, but I think that was a one-off, so let's see. We could just go plain black, or we could do something with more colour. I don't want really, really bright red or pink or anything like that, so, you know, actually I know it's black, but I kind of like the look of that one. No, that's too yellowy looking. Okay, let's go with the black. And for that, we're going to use the Crafter's Pick glue. Of course, I always use this for my embellishments. And so I'm just going to pop a little glue on the back of this old button. And we're just going to stick that down where we think it goes. And don't worry, the Crafter's Pick, you can see it's sort of white here, it dries clear, so give it maybe 20 minutes, maybe even an hour, actually. It depends on if, you know, it's humid or warm or cold, but it will dry clear eventually. So that's the card. The next thing I want to do is give it a nice edging. So what I did on here is I took my VersaFine Onyx Black and I gave it kind of an aged edge just to give it more depth. So I'm going to do that with this card too. I love doing this. It's kind of one of my favourite things. Just sort of adds another dimension to the card. And then I'll just rub a little ink in the corner there. And then just... oh, there's one more thing I want to do. Well, a couple more things actually I want to do. Okay, so now I've edged it and given it a little bit of oomph there. I'm going to just take this little rubber stamp here. It's Hero Arts. It came from a little set actually. In fact, the other one was a little like this. The set it comes, I might have shown you these before, I've had them a few years, but yeah. But they're perfect size for tags and little greetings and artist trading cards. So I'm going to use this one. I'm just going to use black again. And although it might not show up a huge amount, it just adds another layer. And I'm going to turn this to the side here while I just sort of line it up a little bit. Oh, actually that looks pretty good. Oh, and I love how it's sort of, it's stamped over onto the little stamp down there too. Okay, so let me just get rid of those two stamps. Pop this stamp over there. My ink pad. So the next thing I'm going to do is take some glitter and we'll give her a little bit of sparkle, because you know you've got to have some sparkle. So this is my diamond glitter glue, which is my very favourite. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a little bit around the edging here. If you can see that, maybe, I don't know if you can. Maybe I can hold this up and do it. Okay. Steady hand, steady hand. Although I'm not worried if it gets on other bits as well. Okay. A little bit around the edge of the stamp here, and then I'm going to put a little bit on her dress. Not all over her dress, but and maybe a little on her arm there. A little bit on her bow in her hair. Oh, and her shoes. Sparkly red shoes. And then on Mr. Scarecrow here. He needs some on his hat. He needs a little sparkle. And on his shoes, or boots. And I think that's pretty much all I want to do, because you can overdo it. But I'm just going to come around this camera side here and make sure I've got a good angle to show you. Oh, I think that's quite adorable. So what I thought I would do next is, this one obviously needs to dry. So with this one, I'm going to put it onto a greeting card and turn it into maybe a birthday card actually. It would make a fun little birthday card. So I have, now then, I don't know whether to go square. I might do. Square cards are always fun. Yeah, I may do that. The only thing I don't have is a happy birthday stamp with me. Have happy Thanksgiving. Maybe we could do it as a Thanksgiving card. But it feels too plain. So I think what I need to do is also do a little something on the surface of the card. And for that, I thought we could just do something fairly simple and basic. And I have this Star Dream, which is very shimmery and it's very flimsy. But I'm just wondering if I could use that and then do that. I'm not sure if that's just too much brown, but let's see what else I have here. I also have, gosh, this is old basic grey paper. I used to love basic grey. This is too big, obviously, but I just want to... Oh, that actually, that's kind of fun. I don't know. Is it too much? I don't think so. Sometimes you've just got to go for it. See, I think that's too plain. I'm going to go with that. Might not be the best decision, but I like it. So I kind of like the size of the Star Dream. So I'm just basically going to... Now this is putting faith in my cutting skills here, but I want to... Hopefully that's fairly straight. Let's stick that here. Oh, that's not bad. I think I'll just trim it a little bit more. Oops. Oh, is that my tummy rumbling? I haven't had lunch yet. Oh, golly. Okay. Alright, so that just needs a little bit more. I'm not doing it very straight, so I think this is where I will be bringing out my my paper trimmer. I give in. Otherwise we'll end up with a piece about that big. Okay, so let's do it just in the side here. Whoops, come here. And I just want to make sure that that is what I want to do. I still might change my mind. I don't know if you do this too, but I'm terrible for that. Is that too busy? I just can't decide. I cannot decide. I don't want to do black. That's just, I do black on everything. I like that. I think what I'll do is stick this down with the double-sided sticky tape directly onto the card. And then what I'm going to do is, just to give it a little more dimension again, I'm going to use the sponge mounting tape. Okay, so we'll just roughly make sure that's in line, which it is. Then I'm going to turn this card over, and I have larger squares, which is good. I'll take a large one at the top, large one at the bottom. Okay, peel off the backings. I need to keep an eye on the time so it doesn't cut me off again. And it's going to turn this to me. I'm going to pop this up at the top there because, okay, so you can see how that's coming along there. Okay, it's very colourful, this card actually. And then it needs something else, but I don't want to overdo it. So what I think I may do is, okay, I'm going to walk around the back of my camera here for a second. I think, let's do, I'm thinking Happy Thanksgiving. Let's do an alternative Happy Thanksgiving card here. I like that idea. So I'm going to do a Happy Thanksgiving greeting, and then I'm also going to do, yeah, okay. So this is the Happy Thanksgiving stamp. This is one of my old Rubber Soul stamps. Now what I'm going to do is turn the card and do the greeting this way. I've done that before and it actually looks really effective. For that I'm going to use the VersaFine Black just because I want the writing to really stand out. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this to myself so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so that's Happy Thanksgiving. Then what I'm going to do at the bottom here, just because it looks a little bare, but I really like the size of this, I'm going to just take this stamp that I used here, and again I'm just going to use black, and I'm going to stamp the leaves at the bottom here. Yeah, I'm really liking that. And then I think one last thing I may do is nothing. Actually, nothing. I think you sometimes have to say, I'm done. And I think I'm done, because otherwise it's going to look too overdone. So let me just move my scissors. So I'm going to come behind the camera here. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. It was sort of made up as I went along, but I did enjoy making that, and it's sort of an alternative Happy Thanksgiving card, really, isn't it? It's not your usual imagery that you'd normally pick, but I quite like it. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy a safe and happy Halloween, and take good care, and I will be back again. I've had a rough time lately with my parvo symptoms. That's why it's been a little bit long since I've done a demo. After I did my last video, I thought I was going to do a demo that day, and my arms just started to really pain and get really bad, and today they're not as bad, which is great. Okay, happy Halloween everyone, and happy autumn. Don't forget to put those clocks back this weekend. At least we gain an extra hour, except it just gets dark around 5 o'clock then, doesn't it? Ooh, not ready for that yet. Okay, everybody, take good care, and I'll be back again soon. Thanks everyone. Bye.